Good evening and welcome to Horses for Courses. This is our first podcast this year. I'm delighted to be joined on the line by Andrew Humphrey from Toppool to Horses for Courses. How are you, Andrew?
Very good. On the way down to Cheltenham myself on the 7:31 from Wigan to Birmingham. So if anybody listening, feel free to message me. Coach D, enjoy yourself. I've got one can of Guinness left. Help yourself if you want it.
And we've got Kieran Thorne here returning. Kieran's a forum student, in my opinion. He knows plenty about racing and loads about previous forum. Kieran, how are you?
I'm good, mate.
Kieran, you're very quiet there.
Ready to go, mate.
Good to hear you there. William, we've got William Kijani of, Photo Finish, the Monday Night Review. He's like a podcast slut, as we like to call him, and a horse mate. He's in every available outlet you can get. That would include reading or podcasting. We welcome you back, William Kijani.
Thank you very much. It's nice to be back.
Well,
Racing's number one freelance.
We'd like to be on your appearance fee with the amount of appearances you've been making recently, William. But we'll just batter straight into the action. Great card at Cheltenham. What we're going to cover is Cheltenham, Doncaster, and Naas tomorrow. And then Sunday we're going to look at the meeting at Leopardstown and then the Pegasus World Cup at the end. We'll just go straight into 12 o'clock at Cheltenham. The JCB Triumph Hurdle. It's a Grade 2 it's a trial race for the Triumph at Cheltenham. 6 are due to line up. Basically, there's going to be one non-runner. It's going to be Charlie Parks or David Soil. It's basically in the racing post. Neither one's going to turn up if it's good ground, and one's going to turn up if it's soft. Does anybody really fancy David Dusoil to even turn up? I'll start with you, Andrew.
Yeah, for me, it's one of the two JPs to lose. Whichever one turns up is going to win. It's as simple as that. I think it's going to be Charlie Parks. He's only had a lot of knowledge of him, but they bought him for €250,000, which is rather a lot of money. Barry chose him in the first. I would assume he had the choice of the two. Points me in the direction of that. I think, while he obviously hasn't got a lot of form, as we said, he's only run once. He absolutely put these to the slaughter if Deffy doesn't run. If it is a monsoon, then Deffy probably will run and Charlie won't run. I do question Deffy's form a bit, but that's not necessarily his fault. But he's got 2 wins around Cheltenham already, and Cheltenham form counts for pretty much everything in my book. Out of the rest of them, if you want to do a sort of a forecast, look at Rainbow Dancer probably to finish second to either one of the JP horses. But there is going to be probably a hefty row 4 there for you tomorrow. So what I would say is just sort of hang fire and go again in the morning. Perhaps look for any sort of doubles or trebles, that bookmakers might be offering, and steam into those.
I'm going to put it to you differently, Kieran. We both know that one's not going to run, and you're going to be hit with a rule 4, so there's no point in actually betting any of the two tonight. But it's quite a weird market because Charlie Parks is 46 favourite with everybody apart from Paddy Power, who's got him at 11-8, and Daffy Dusoil is 64-5-4 with everybody. But Paddy Power's got Daffy Dusoil is 8-11. That market with Paddy Power would probably let you bet Charlie Parks, but the 50p rule 4 that everybody's going to get hammered with anyway. Is it worth taking any of them on at this stage, or are you going to be looking at anything tomorrow?
For me, I'd leave the frontier alone. Let sort of McManus have his field day. Charlie Park's likely to run rather than Deffy Dusoil. Don't understand the way Paddy Power have marketed it, but this race got history of throwing up. It's either favourites or second favourites, or it's first time out coming from France. Two of the last five winners, you had a 25-1 shot win it last year in Protector's Way, and Rolling Star actually came for Henderson a few years back in this one. And Gary Moore's got one, which I don't know much about French form, but won 17 lengths last time out in 33-1, I think I saw at the moment. So I'd let the market re-engineer itself in the morning. And really, it's a race that I wouldn't look to have a bet, but you may get priced into a bit of each way thievery. And to be honest, for me, it'd either be Kings is clear second choice against whatever McManus goes, but just keep an eye on that Gary Moore first time out. Because good race, chuck up a French improver.
That's that's why we love you on this podcast. Put on it facts like that. William, do you have an opinion on this race? Apart from the first two, or
no, the McManus, whichever one turns up, wins. For me personally, it's a no bet race, but you got to be aware, especially two first time up from France winners in recent history.
yeah,
It's always up there with the betting bar last year when it's 25-1. So McManus is a play, but just keep an eye out for that Gary Moore early.
gives you another angle into the race, doesn't it? William,
Of course it is.
sorry, William, do you fancy anything in this race, or is it just one of the McManus ones wins it and probably no bet?
Probably one of the McManus ones winning it. I would be very interested in Ali Dilemma, though, as Kieran has pointed out. It was deeply impressive what he did at Nantes in November, and it's a tough place to be pitched on his British debuts, but the Moors know the time of day, and it was a 17-length win, so no small fry, and I would say 33-1 looks a bit big, and the sort of thing that definitely I think you could be happy to take as a sort of flyer. So that would be where I'd go into post frontier. But I think Charlie Parks will run. I don't think Soy will, and I think he'll win fairly easily.
Yeah, I kind of feel along the same lines as well. To be honest, I think that whatever one out the two that does run will win. Probably it's a complete non-betting race until the market reforms in the morning anyway for me. But we'll quickly move on to the 12:35 at Cheltenham.
Just out of interest, mate. It's worth noting I've got the time form card from me printed off, leaving work today. Rainbow Dream is £9 higher rated by time form than Early Dilemma, but Early Dilemma is double the price. So if you're willing to, if he is going to, 17 length win at Nantes last time is going to make it interesting, then why not take the bigger price, I say.
Yeah, there'll be some French fun guides out there that will be smashing into this thing tomorrow each way or whatever. That's another angle into the race for me. I couldn't tell anybody back in until the market reformed, and then you've got you're taking out the 50 pence show for. It's just ridiculous at the moment. But what we'll do is we'll move on to the Cheltenham 12:35, which is the time for Norse's handicap chase. William, I'll start with you. 14 runners we have. There was one last year by King's Odyssey for Evan Williams. Do you like anything in this race?
I'm a big fan of top weight Ibis de Reur, and I think that he'll go well. That's an obvious thing to say, but I think that he did very well on his debut, given that he was the first horse to really ever race Thistlecrack over fences. He was beaten at Chepstow on Welsh National Day, but he bumped into a decent horse there and he was giving a lot of weight away, and Harry Colton is now there to take £3 off away from Sam Twiston Davis. I wouldn't think the dropping chip would be an issue for him, especially on the new course, and I think there might be a little bit more to come. If you're looking for a bigger price, Dark Flame will enjoy this course and distance, and Guha, I think, is going to go really well for his price. But I would just take Ibistur over Single Farm Paid and make that an each way
bet. I'll move on to you, Kieran. Do you fancy anything in this race? Any angles in?
I mean, the one that I'm drawn to, Champers on Ice. Trip's far too short. His mark at 143, I think he's a heck of a lot better than that mark. And he's a tough old sort, which should pop out in the first front 2-3. And it'll be there come the end. It'll take a good one. Really, this is a race for improvers. I look through it and you pretty much know where you are with everything down to sort of 11 stone. It's the one that I think is grossly overpriced is More Bucks. His run out of Sandown weren't bad at all for me. So it was pretty much there right to the end and didn't quite get home for the 3 miles, I think, although he won over 3 miles. And the fact that he's 18-1, you got Harry Cobden on claiming 3. I mean, he's definitely a little angle into it, but Champers on Ice, I mean, he's 6 miles, but he's got that little bit of class about him. Could he still be there at the end?
Yeah. Andrew, is there anything that brings your attention in this race?
Just with regards to Champers on Ice, I think it was Tempsport 2 won the Ultima last year of 148. I think that is now. I'm not saying that this is a bit of a plot by Messrs Pipe and Scudamore, but I imagine they're probably going for the same race with a different horse. So I think he will run a decent race, but I don't think he will win. Ibistur, who's riding Ibistur? Just out of interest, because I've got Harry Cobden on my sheet here, and I guess that's wrong because Kieran just said Harry Cobden's on More Bucks. Can you tell me who's riding Ibistur? Is it Schofield?
More Bucks and Harry Cobden's on Ibistur. According to the race throughout the race.
The one I quite like is Burton's Well, actually, for Venetia. I think Venetia might have an interesting day, actually. I think she could have 2 winners, or at least 2 placed horses on this card. You know, I think this is probably the right distance for him, whereas a few of these I've got sort of a bit of a question about. These 3 miles stepping back down to 2.5, you know, it's not what I'd be looking for as well. You know, quite progressive, I think. You know, he's beaten not far back. Well, he was beaten by Waiting Patiently, who's come out and won fantastically at ADAC last weekend, so that's definitely an eye catcher. And he's also beat Pistol Park, who should have won for me, but just didn't get there in the end. But I'm not a fan of handicaps, but I think Burton's Well is probably going the right way. I think 11-3 is probably going to be just about right for him. So yeah, I'd take Venetia's, and I think he was, the last time I checked the price, he was 13-2, so it's very much an each way price in a race that is a very much an each way race, in my opinion. For me,
I completely agree with you with Burton's Well. That Waiting Patiently run was off a long break. Waiting Patiently's done nothing to harm the form, came out, ran really well last week as well. It's a trappy race. I wouldn't be wading into anything, but I would be looking at Burton's Well for a bet if I was going to have one. That'll bring us on to the 13-10, which is the Barbados Trophy Handicap, a Grade 3. 13 runners. Andrew, I'll let you fire away first here. It was won by Anacotti last year. Anacotti is back in the race, only a pound higher in the weights.
Yeah. When you've been to the well ones, you want to go back again, don't you? Let's be honest. The thing for what I can't believe is Saturday the race price. I mean, the thing jumps like a snooker table. It's an absolutely terrible jumper. He's not a chaser at all. The one I quite liked was Walk in the Mill for Robert Walford and James Best. Now he's 8-1. The last time I saw the prices, probably a bit of a mediocre field, if we're being honest. Albasser has failed to produce the goods that everybody thought he would. But to win by 22 lengths in any race really is something you should take a look at. I mean, he's also gone up quite a bit in the handicap. I think he's gone up £12, but he's still only carrying 10 stone 8, which for me is, in a race like this is featherweight to be.
I think we've lost him there.
I'm not sure if the ground is going to go for him, unfortunately. I'm not sure if there's going to be enough rain. Thomas Crapper, he'll need a better surface, so you might see better from him. Shantu Flyer's carrying too much weight. Bywise is a rogue. Regal Encore is a rogue. We got lucky last time. And the rest of them, not really for me. Anacotti doesn't get there for me either, so I'll quite happily take Walk in the Mill. Thank you very much.
Kieran, I'll pass it over to you. Is there anything you like in this race at all? There's a lot of horses in here that they're either on a really good mark or they look a good mark, but they're just regressive. Do you have an opinion on anything?
They're all quite exposed sorts. I agree with Andrew on Walking the Mill. He's bottom of the weights pretty much. It's impressive last time out, and he's the only one really coming into form in this race along with ASO. But one that I keep looking at is one that you actually put up last time. That's Ballynagore.
Oh, damn it! I want a moment.
Don't go back to the well. Please do not go back to the well.
And I'm one that absolutely hates going back, waiting for a horse to come back to form. But Regal Encore done it last time. And Ballynagore, he's slowly coming. He broke a burst a blood vessel last time out, so.
He was brought down, wasn't he?
What's that? Sorry.
He was brought down and pulled. He had a bad thing fell in front of him.
Yeah, I mean, he was getting pulled up anyway, but for them to say that he bled from the nose post race, so and he's running a fair race, or sitting quietly, and there was a bit. The race sort of fell apart, like Mick says, but he's a long shot, and they're all exposed sorts. Bywise, for me, is the class horse of the race. So just Safa Duro. I mean, if Bywise could jump, he'd have a paddy power, everything to his name, but he doesn't. So I walk in the mill to win, and Ballynagore will be your each way shout for me.
Good man, Kieran.
Can I just interject with one thing here? I've got the time phone card in front of me. Ballynagore has got a question mark as a rating with time phone. That's just enough for me to say not to go back to the well.
Just so many times that he gets pulled, like I see time forms just sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad, but like Ballynagore ran twice this year. Once they've both been at Cheltenham. One was the handicap in December, Theatre Guide won it, and the one before that was, I think it was Takan de Sol won it, the Bet Victor Gold Cup, and he wasn't running bad races. He was off at 157 in the Bet Victor. Now he is down to 152. So he's dropping in weight quickly, and he hasn't been running bad races. He was going to be pulled up, but burst a blood vessel. Plus, he got absolutely millered by a horse on the ground as well. There is an each way angle to him. I've not went to the mill too many times with Ballynagore, but it's the same way. It's like they will run their race once a year, and it will be at Cheltenham. It's just finding the right time to pick it. William, do you have anything in this race that you like?
I'm a big fan of ASO each way still. I know he's up £7, but he won really well at Chepstow. He was great in the paddy power, and he'd probably gone very close to winning had he not had he jumped. He didn't jump great in the December World Cup either, but when he put in a clear round at Chepstow, he was really, really good. He needs the rain to come, but not as bad as people think. And I can just see him going very well as an each-way bet. And I think he's got to go nicely. Shout out to Anacotti. He's won this race the last 2 seasons. He's too big. Again, rain probably needs to fall, but still too big. And I think buy-wise is still interesting. I know I shouldn't say that, but he's off the same market.
Is he yoke?
Oh, he's a yoke, but he's off the same mark as he was when he was 5 in Paddy Power. These 14s. To be up and blunt about it, so.
Yeah, I completely agree with Kieran with Ballinago. That would be my interest in the race each way. The thing is, when horses that are coming down in mark and they are quite aggressive, sometimes they must be showing something to running the Bait Victor off of 157 and then keep coming back to Cheltenham. If it's going to be to keep dropping his mark to get in the Ultima, it may be that as well. But we'll move on to the first Group 1 action, which is the 1345, which is Clarence House Chase, which has been moved from Frosty Ascot last week to Cheltenham this week. Everybody should know where I stand with this. It won't be Eastlake here for me. It'll be Undeso. He's going to be the first horse to win this race back to back if he is able to do it. He was the first winner in the race for Willie Mullins last year, and he was the first winner of the Tingle Creek for Willie Mullins. So he's doing things that Willie Mullins hasn't done before, and there's no many that can say that. Does anybody in here think that Undeso gets beat tomorrow?
Nope, move on.
William Kieran, do you think this is just Undeso jumping round? If he jumps round, he wins?
If he jumps round, I think I'd look back at him with the champion chase against Sprinter Sacra. Did he get up that hill? So on form, he's £9 clear of Usis Andre, who's obviously back after layoff. I don't think he should be as short a price as he is. I think he wins, but it's going to be a lot closer than the betting suggests for me. What with, not a clue, but they're all pretty much the same. All the others, they all run similar form.
That I do agree with you there. That everyone else is probably the same. Alexandra is probably better over further. He's been off the track for 2 years. Alan King's comments weren't that great about him either. That he's not the same horse, but you wouldn't expect him to be. Top Gamble needs it. He needs the ground, but I can't see anything getting close down to show tomorrow. William, do you find that as well? Or?
Yeah, I think that as well, but he's one of the main points of interest to me. The other is Alexandra. I'm not giving him a major chance, but I just want to see how he goes, really. First time visor that he had when he won the Ryanair has been left off, but he was so impressive in that Ryanair. And you look at the form of that race, it was actually quite a strong renewal, and he bolted up in it. And he's a winner over course and distance. So he's a winner over at least the course and the other course in this distance. He has shown us speed in the past. He could better win champion chase. I'd really, really be interested to see just how he goes. And he's been off for 688 days. I couldn't get a handle on any training comments this week about how he's been. And I'm not expecting to be the same horse, but it's fascinating to see him. It's really interesting to kind of get where he's at. And I think we'll know when we kind of see them come back in at 155 tomorrow or 150 tomorrow, basically how long it takes to run the race. It'll be interesting to see also the tactics as well of Barry Garrity. He was just magnificent at Ryan there, and I thought it was going to be a great thing. So I still hold out hope.
I think it's a bit of a long hope. for me, Alan King saying that he's not the same horse as he used to be, things like that. It's quite sad because he is quite a talented horse, and he'll always have the thing that he was Tony McCoy's last one at Cheltenham, and I just think he goes out and he runs his race and everything comes back sound, and then maybe at Cheltenham he can go and do something after a run. We'll leave that there and we'll move on to the Bright trial, which is a Cotswold Chase. Thistlecrack, my old enemy. I've basically been against Thistlecrack for a year and a half, and he's never ever lost. So there's no really much point in me taking him with him. But you can just imagine the controversy. Sick bad Conti nails him going up the running. Nah, it's not going to happen. I think it's for me. This race is Thistlecrack versus the Fences. If he jumps it in, he wins. How do you guys see it? Basically the same, or did you see anything that would be able to take him off the bridle at least on the way round?
Sorry to jump in, but I think that the most interesting thing about Thistlecrack will be basically two things. First of all, how does Tom Scudamore ride him around Cheltenham? Does he do what's worked so well at Newbury and Kempton, and he lets it stride on and take on the others? And how does he react to racing proper stayers in the mould of Smad Place and Many Clouds? He's facing a national winner, he's facing a Hennessy winner. These are the sort of horses, realistically, let's be honest, hold the keys to getting him beaten in the Gold Cup. Not even necessarily through talent, but probably also through himself as well. I don't necessarily worry too much about the jumping, but I'm hoping to see a better round in itself tomorrow. I would like that to be the case, and I want him very much to kind of skip round and win as he did at Newbury. I'm not sitting still in the Kempton. I don't think he's a betting proposition, but I think it's important, especially for the sports and the narrative, that he does what we know he can do. Like feed the floor there.
I will then move on to Kieran. Kieran, what's your thoughts on Thistlecrack? I know you really like him and think he's a Gold Cup winner. Tomorrow he faces another test where Smad Place is a non-front runner and Many Clouds can also go for the front. He's going to be going over that distance for the first time as well. Will that affect him, or do you think that this is his biggest test to date and he's probably far too short to bet?
It's quite simple for me. Sit back, enjoy, and tomorrow's the day he becomes the face of not just national hunt racing, he becomes the face of all racing. For years, we haven't marketed superstars for the sport, which hasn't brought in a new audience, and now's our chance. They briefly started touching it with Frankel towards the end.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, as everyone says, they're going to ride him as if he's the best horse in the race, which he is. And if Smad Place and Many Clouds can still be there at the running, fair play to them. They'll take it up for the just going down into the dip before they come up the hill, and they just won't stick with him. I mean, for me, he wins. This will be the most impressive performance that we'll see from Thistlecrack. And yeah, he don't get beat tomorrow. Don't even bother looking to try and get him beat.
Interesting.
Not hoping how.
Interesting. I'm actually going to go for him to win, so that's maybe it's maybe reverse psychology actually, wanting him to win and hoping he gets beat, but that'll be no better race for me. Andrew, Is there anything that you like each way in here, or is it just sit back and watch for yourself as well?
I've not seen him personally myself. This is the thing I'm most looking forward to tomorrow, going down to the course. I agree wholeheartedly with Kieran. Just it's nice to just have something that you can pin your hopes to, and he puts it in every time. He's gonna win. By how far is completely up to him. Whether he likes them 2 ditches or not, we'll find out tomorrow. But Many Clouds, I think Many Clouds will make it an honest test for him. Many Clouds' jumping is probably one of the best in the game. I find it quite incredible that Many Clouds is only actually a year older than him, because I keep thinking Thistlecrack is a 7-year-old and 8-year-old. He's not. He's actually a 9-year-old, which is incredible. But yeah, I think Thistlecrack, and then you're looking at probably Many Clouds to follow him home. Why they're running Conti again at Cheltenham, it baffles me completely. Smad Play's had his time when he won the Hennessy, fair enough to him. The French horse, he was on his 3rd in the Betfair on a terrible. I was there that day. It was terrible. Cal Morlock going to need a bog, a lot like Top Gamble, and perfect candidate. Best of luck to you down the bottom of the weights. But yeah, Thistlecrack, and he's definitely not a betting opportunity, and I don't even think he's a betting opportunity now for the Gold Cup either. I think it's just a case of sit back, enjoy yourself, and watch poetry in motion, really.
This is the only time I'm not going to take it on, but oh boy, will you hear me if Conti nails him up the running. Sick bag does him on the line with the first time tongue tag. That I know it's the dream fantasy land there, but that's what we're in. I agree with Kieran, there isn't enough marketing done to racing. It's part of the reason why Kempton's really going, that they were getting Thistlecrack in 5 entries, and Thistlecrack taking custody that day, and there wasn't enough made of it. Now you've heard more about Kempton in the last month. It's like the 27th of January, you've heard more about Kempton closing the last month than have Thistlecrack. And that's wrong. They should be promoting the horse, even though I'm against him completely. All the time. You've got to promote the horse. I can't really crab him anywhere. He's done everything to prove me wrong. Now, we'll move on to the cross country. I thought JP McManus had lost his marbles the other day by entering more of that. I'm so glad more of that isn't turned up here. But we have the favourite for the Cheltenham race, which is Cantlow, appears here. We also have Cause of Causes in here, who's probably not going to get low enough for one of the handicaps at Cheltenham. Could Cause of Causes be a cross-country horse at Cheltenham, or are they just trying him out for a run to get a run into him? That's the question I'm going to ask. I hate betting on these races, but I will leave this to you, William. Do you have an opinion?
I do have an opinion. I think Causes, if he takes to it, is sufficiently well handicapped. If you're taking it literally on the form of his winning the Kim Muir, then he's going to be at least a 150 horse. He won that press 150 horse. He hasn't had an assignment that has suited him really since maybe I guess the Troy Town, but was he ever been prepared for it? Either that or the Paddy Power, I don't really know. I think Cantlow would win, but 6-4 is short enough for a non-conditions race. And Auvergnat actually is sort of my idea of a fair enough each way bet. And so would any currency, although he's now 14. He hasn't run a great race since he won the handicap chase in in April. So I think you could easily go for. I think personally could easily go for Cause of Courses each way. Maybe let Chinois each way as well. These are big weights, but a potential class edge if he takes to it. And I noticed that Chinois is a well-travelled horse, so not the most insane idea.
Okay. Kieran, any thoughts on this race at all? Kieran, do we still have you?
Do you want me to come in instead?
Yeah,
I'll jump in.
On you got.
I can't be having cause. First time over this kind of trip. I mean, I know we say it's 4 miles, but fair enough. This is a completely different bag of tricks, really, isn't it? Let's be honest. And the fact that Cantlow gets £2 from causes is enough to say 6 to 4. Do you say 6 to 4 is the price for Cantlow, Will? Anyone?
Yeah.
I think that's
yes.
great.
Sorry, 6 to 4. 6 to 4 is the best price. Yeah.
I think that's a great price. I think that is a fantastic price for for Cantlow in this race. I mean, I'm on him at 8 to 1 for the cross country at Cheltenham in the festival. So that's a bit of hope for me there if he comes through this unscathed. I mean, I know he's 12 years old now, but I think this could possibly be his swan song in a way. Any currency is almost as old as me. That's to give £3 away. Alechi Emwa. I just don't like. It's not for me really. What Rocky Creek's doing in this race, I've got no idea, and the rest of them are just there to make up the numbers. But I think if Cantlow wins this, he's going to go to a ridiculously short price for the festival cross country race, and I think he could win this. Causes might have a chance because he normally stands off the pace. So if a few of these have a bit of a mishap or something like that, he could take advantage that way. But of course, he's trying to sort of be a national horse. I don't know what their thinking is with them, but I agree that they were right to pull more of that out of this race. That was a ridiculous thing in the first place to even have him entered. But Cantlow for me, this is probably the banker of the day really for me. At 6 to 4, that's a fantastic price in a day where short price favourites could dominate. To be honest.
Kieran, we have you back now. Do you have any opinion on the cross country race at all?
Not particularly. Again, just interested in causes. They're obviously looking to get him to Cheltenham, and if he does, it's likely to turn up in this race. So, but as for the race, I'm not interested in it at all, to be honest.
For me, I'll give you a quick rundown for what I think. I think anybody that's taking a price on Cantlow for any race is mad. Cantlow is, especially 6 to 4. Cantlow a year ago wouldn't have, you didn't care what Cantlow you were going to get. You still probably didn't. He's been winning poor enough races. The interesting one for me is the other GP McManus one that was beat three and a bit lengths by Cantlow the last time. Over 3 miles. It's called Overgant. That's a younger horse. It's 7-year-old. It's getting nearly 2 stone off of Cantlow in the weights. Plus £7 of Rachel Blackpool or £5 Rachel Blackmore's going to take off. So going to get over 2 stone for Cantlow here. Edna Bulger is the man for these races, and he's probably been put in because this is probably one of the ones they're going to have coming for the festival or for the festival next year to see how he takes it. It's not a great betting race for me. I wouldn't be throwing money at it if I was being perfectly honest.
Out of interest, mate.
Yep. Broke off, Andrew. Well, Andrew's fixing his connection.
Wasn't Ovington beaten 5 lengths by Cantlow the last time he ran? Or is that just...
Yeah, he was, yeah.
I know he's switched stables. He's now at the Ender, which is obviously a big step up for him, but I'm sure...
Yeah, but he's going to get the extra distance as well. He's gone from 3 miles to 3 miles 6. He's still only 7. Base Cantlow the last time he only got a stone for him. Now he's getting 2. He's getting an extra stone for 4.5 lengths or something. So that's another way to look at it. He ran off at 10-11 the last time. Cantlow ran off at 11.9. He got £12 off him. Or just slightly more than 12. No, he got £12 off him. Now he's getting 2 stone, which is it's 20. He's getting at least 22 plus Rachel Blackmore 5, £27. So there's a £17 pool there if you really think about it. something to take an interest in for 4.5 lengths for £17. It's a lot. That's a huge pool that he's getting there. I'll move on to the next race, which is the Neptune Investment Management Office Hurdle. This is a trial for the Neptune at Cheltenham, obviously. Does anybody have an interest in this race? It was won by Yanworth last year, and really impressively, as if I remember well. But this looks like a decent. This looks like a good renewal for me. There is probably 3 or 4 here that will go to Cheltenham, and one could really make its mark if it wins this race. I'll go to you first, Andrew, if you've got any thoughts.
I would say that Alan King's won the last 2 renewals, and he's got Keep in Line in here. Now, I've backed Keep in Line a few times before, and the last 2 runs he's sort of let himself down for me, really. But he's been beaten by decent horses, so it's worth keeping on side. I don't understand the price for William Henry. Really, he's won a bit of a. In the last time out, granted, the pink shoe race at Cheltenham was quite eye-catching after a long time out.
Andrew, I've lost you again, I think.
Off the hill, still had him up at 9-1, which was a huge price, I think, really, for him. While everybody else was at a shorter price. He would be the one for me, but
we've lost Andrew. Kieran, can you come in here? Is there anything that you like in this race?
It's a watching race. I'd love Keep in Line to win for a bit of moon racer form for the Supreme. But this year's renewal, I think last year it was Yanworth Shanty Village Champers on Ice. A few years ago, that Fisher's Cross, the new one in Conigry. It's not that standard a race this year. Form-wise, for me, I really like Elegant Escape. 4th in the Shallow Hurdle ain't going to turn out to be too bad. William Henry, he wants a 2 miles. He don't want this trip. You got a couple in Kimberlite Candy in top of the game. Got a guest appearance from the daughter. But yeah, it's not to the standards of a couple over the past few years, but Elegant Escape if I had to put my pin on one. So yeah, that's the one for me.
William, do you have a different angle into this race at all, or is it just or do you even have an angle into this race?
I have an angle into this race. There's a couple, but I'm going to take one, and it's the form angle. And to be succinct, Holston has the best form in this race. And he also has shown he can handle 2 mile 5 furlongs as well. He's a little bit more exposed, but he's top rated, 139, and he's not too badly in at these weights. He beat Ami Debois, who went to the Challow afterwards and ran a fine race to be third to Messier de Obo and Balthazar Dallier. That form gives him a very big chance here, and he's a consummate professional whose beating of West Approach and form with that horse also looks good, and who in general can be trusted to do his job. And he's now 6-1, which I think is very fair. I mean, he doesn't have the potential of top of the game, William Henry, Keep in Line, Kimberlite Candy, and all those. But if you run a line through, let's say, the way that Elegant Escape is rated 137 in that Holston beat Ami Debois by length, again, he doesn't come out too badly here, and I think he can go nicely. And I don't think any rain is going to hurt him either, if it falls or not. So I think he's got a big chance tomorrow of going very well. And I think it's a rock solid each way play.
I've got 2 in here that I quite like. One of them is Kustar Civila. 3 runs at Cheltenham, 4 on Reeds. 2nd in a handicap hurdle at Cheltenham, 2015. 2nd in the Fred Winter, 3rd in the Fred Winter, and then won listed hurdle race on New Year's Day. So the forum figures are 2-3-1 round Cheltenham, which isn't too bad, considering it's a second season novice as well, which I really like second season novices. He ran in the big races last year. He was second in a Grade 1 at Chepstow. So he's got really good form there. He's vastly overpriced at 12-1, 14-1 with Paddy Power. It's the same way I like an Escape. I really like him. The last run, they probably got going a little too late for him. But the form will work out fine. He was probably looking for a stiffer test that day. They took 14-1 with Paddy Power. One that does take an interest for me is Kimberlite Candy. I don't know how many people have said that JP McManus has bought this horse for loads of money. It was bought for Dermot Desmond. Dermot Desmond and JP McManus are the best friends. They've got hotels around the world together, everything you can imagine. I don't think JP McManus bought this for Dermot Desmond. I think he was just getting him. Which is very interesting how why Paddy Power got 11-2 and everybody else is about 8-1, which makes it really interesting. The next shortest price there is then Ladbrokes, who Desmond has a majority share in or a decent shareholding in at 15-2. Everywhere else is 8-1, 7-1 for prices. That itself, if there's money comes for Kimberlite Candy, it's probably worth following it. But if I was having a bet, it would be one of the top two each way for me. Costa Savoy or Elegant Escape. If it's better ground, probably Elegant Escape. If it's heavy ground, Costa Savoy, won't mind it either. I've got Andrew back here. Andrew, do you have an opinion on this race at all?
Hi, gents. Sorry, the train signal's terrible. The one for me was top. Are we still talking about? Is this the top of the game race?
Yeah.
Out of interest, yeah, he would be my sort of selection for this race. I'm just getting off the train, so I might have to bob out for a while. But I know Nichols is in no form, but I think he's going to be quite a good horse. Probably one that they're going to want. I would go with him.
That's excellent. I'll quickly move on then to the Cleef Hurdle, which is 4 o'clock. This is a huge card at Cheltenham. You know what I mean, Harry? It's even money, 8-11, 11-10 in places. I think that's very short. Kieran, I know you like You Know What I Mean, Harry, but is he a betting price tomorrow?
More of a West Approach fan than a You Know What I Mean, Harry fan. But yeah, I mean, You Know What I Mean, Harry. Just leave him. He don't win the World Hurdle, so I don't know what beats him. But yeah, he's one that I'd look to take on. West Approach. It was impressing me last time out, along with Bally Optic, and I think they can put it up again to You Know What I Mean, Harry. And I wasn't certain that he was going to win last time out if they both stood up. But West Approach again is 3 times the price of Bally Optic, and I like the way Tizard's campaigned him. He's fearless again. So West Approach each way for me.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Can I just jump in quickly because I'm going to get off the train, so I'll have to jump off here. But I think I back to you. I think staying Hurdler, but I am afraid of West Approach. Yeah, the Ruby Watch factor's got me there as well on the Tizard. Interesting, but I do hope he wins tomorrow because I think he is probably the best staying Hurdler we have around, and hopefully he goes in tomorrow. Best of luck to whatever you're back in tomorrow. If you're there tomorrow, don't be afraid to say hello. Me and Will are both there. And have a good day all around. Cheers for tonight, gents.
Thanks very much, Andrew, for your time. Hope you have a good day at Cheltenham. And back to plenty of winners. Always leave a smile on your face, even if the bookies have been turned over. Well, anything for yourself here?
Yeah, basically, I think, You Know What I Mean, Harry is the right favourite, and I think he's going to obviously take a great deal of beating, but if you want to value bet, you've got to go for West Approach each way. He was running a giant race when he got unseated at the last, and he took on Ballyoptic. And one of the reasons that I'm so excited for this race tomorrow is to see about the pace dynamics again, which is really, really important. And basically also to what happens with the riding styles. Ballyoptic Fried being given a more aggressive ride. However, he went too quickly because he was challenged for West Approach. Quieter on West Approach, I think, than Aidan Coleman was last time, and we could see some very different performances and results. And I think West Approach is very big. To be frank, I think he's very big. He needs to jump, obviously, but that said, I wouldn't put anything past him.
Excellent. I'll end it here with, for this race, I really like Cole Harding back over hurdles, getting £8 tomorrow. Warren Greatrix is going through a kind of a sticky patch. I like Gavin Sheehan on him. I just think it's a race to be looking at prices. We're talking about get Cole Harding 25s in places, maybe even bigger. 25s in places, 33s with Betfair each way. You're talking an old world hurdle winner. There's a lot of these horses that are young pretenders, and there's a lot of horses in here that are past it. And when I say past it, there is the run for Pelly and Henry Parry Morgan. They should be chasing Rev de Savola. They are what I mean by past it. They would be great horses to own, don't get me wrong. But Cole Harding's only 8 still. When you put it like that, and you know what I mean, Harry, is 9. Cole Harding's done a lot more in his hurdles in time, and I would just like to. I would probably be looking to bet him each way in this race. If you give me a free bet tomorrow, I would be going to Betfair for that 33 to 1 each way. Definitely. We'll finish on the Cheltenham card with a handicap at the end, which is the steel plating sections handicap hurdle, the 1635. We have 17 runners declared. I don't know even where to start here, but where I did start and where I did finish was on Big Matra for Harry Winterton, David Russell. I really like his form coming here. He was fortunate to beat Drumcliff. Drumcliff reopposes again tomorrow, but for me, looking at the prices, you can get 10 to 1 on Big Matra, and Drumcliff's 3 to 1 favourite. I would rather take Big Matra on again tomorrow. William, do you have anything picked out in this handicap plot?
Yeah, basically the Roche, if he runs, and if he gets enough rain, he'll run. I think that'll be a big sign of the sort of confidence shown in him. I think that apparently he was declined, according to jockeys and all that, at Haydock last time out, but obviously we can't tell. However, Klein has clearly shown that he himself, has been really leniently treated because of that. And the Roche has only gone up a couple of pounds, really, for what was a sterling effort. He didn't bounce from his first time out effort. The form of his juvenile runs is still really strong, and I think he's got to be given every respect. If he doesn't run, Big Matra only went up £3 for winning that handicap at Kempton. He has a lot of fancied horses from today up beside him, and I think that's lenient treatment from the handicapper, so I'd say yes to him. Both each way, by the way.
Kieran, anything in this race for yourself?
I agree with Roger.
quiet there, Kieran.
Sorry, mate.
Actually,
Yeah, if it rains, the Rocher. If it don't rain, Court Minstrel. I don't think any of these are capable of running to how he ran when he won the Welsh Champion Hurdle, I think it was. He bombed out a little bit last time, but it's a handicap where it should be improvers as such. But I look through the card and there aren't many improvers for me. You got Big Martra, the Rocher needs to be in a swamp really, but I don't think the rain's going to come, so Core Minstrel would be the one for me.
yeah, but I kind of say I don't think we will get the rain tomorrow. Well, this was done at Cheltenham. Quickly move to Doncaster, which is a 13.25 gents, and Albert Bartlett River Don Norse's Hurdle, Grade 2. It was won by Bartlett Hill last year. Ami Dubois was, I think Barry looked at the second. Ami Dubois was third, and up for review was fourth. And I'm surprised you didn't see Ami Dubois here, because I think they were planning on Albert Bartlett. But didn't quote me on that, because I might get a Twitter row or something for it. But Give Me a Copper is very short here. He's got really good form. Paul Nicholls has been out of form. For me, I would be looking elsewhere in this race. I would be looking at probably No Hasselhoff. It's running decent enough races to back each way, but I wouldn't be rushing to back anything in this race. William, you probably have a different opinion. If you could give me it, please.
On the River Don,
Yeah.
I don't really have too much of an opinion. I think it's a very good renewal, and I'm more taking sort of really the watching brief, because I was very impressed when I saw the performances of Constantine Bay and Give Me a Copper. Only real strong opinion I might actually have is that No Hasselhoff is too big at 8-1. He was third in that race behind Holston and Ami Dubois. We've had a look at Holston this evening, and I know he was receiving a lot of weight, but he's doing the same again here, and he was very impressive at Hereford the time before. That probably is a decent each way bet, I would say, ahead of some of the other those in the market. Give Me a Copper and Constantine Bay probably set the progression standard, but I think No Hasselhoff has the form standard.
Kieran, do you have any opinion in this race, or any value that you can find in there?
It's again, No Hasselhoff sold a Holstein tie-in form, which will rightly raise highly earlier on. It's not as good a race as last year with Barters Hill, but yeah, I wouldn't play the front two and go No Hasselhoff against the field for me.
Excellent. I'll move on to the next race, which is the 14:30. It's a Skybet Lightning Novices Chase, Grade 2. Most people will be looking at this and saying a Grade 2 and 4 runners on a Saturday card is shocking. It is shocking, but the winner receives £19,932 for a Grade 2. A Grade 2 wouldn't even keep your horse in training a year. It's shocking prize money. And they've actually managed to pull 3 quite competitive horses here, and Maracuja, who could be a possible improver. So they've got a competitive race. For me, Cloud of Dream wins here. It's unoriginal, but he's the one I really like. Kieran, I'll come to you first here. Do you have any opinion in this race at all?
On the face of it, Cloudy Dreams are form, but Maracuja shouldn't be the outsider of the field, particularly at such a points difference at 7-1. It's going to be Bouvedere form versus Altior form. Now, myself and yourself had a chat earlier, and that Wayward lad, the Altior one, best novice chase performance of the year for me.
Yeah.
So I'd like to see Maracuja certainly outrun his price. Boover, their form isn't as good as everyone makes out, I don't think, and he got exposed a bit last time out. But Cloudy Dream, he'll run an honest race, and on the face of it, he is the one to beat on what he's done so far.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with you. William, what are you thinking here?
I'm really keen on Cloudy Dream. He won like an absolute tank on his debut, and I remember, I think Humph, you might have watched it, we might have been talking about it on the same day, and we remember being taken aback by just how powerful he was. At least I think me and the Southerners were. I think the North knew he was a very decent horse for a good while. And he then went against Bouvier, and I actually backed him to beat Bouvier, giving all that weight away. And whilst he was beaten, he was giving him over a stone in weight, and he drew well clear of the third cheek name, rated 130, again giving him actually, if anything, more weight. So his rating probably is well earned. He should probably be rated a bit higher than 144. And he's second in the Scottish Champion Hurdle against Chitabella, who's come from a graded horse since. He's really good form, and if anything, he should have won that. So there's just nothing not to like about this horse. He's still going the right way. I think he would take all the beating. I think he's the winner. I think he's the likeliest winner.
That'll do for me. We've got the last graded race, which is a Grade 2 LBG mare race. Does anybody else fancy anything apart from Vroom Vroom Mag here?
No.
William, is it foregone conclusion for you as well?
Stands up, wins. I've got a couple maybe in the Sky Bet chase if you're interested.
If you can gear us in quickly, and then before we move to Naas in Ireland.
Right, really quickly. If Another Hero hadn't been hampered at the first, I don't know how close he'd gone in the really good chase at Ascot, but it would have been closer than he got, and he's only gone up a couple of pounds. And I know it's John Joe, but still. The other one is Ziga Boy, who won the race really well, off 133 last year. £4 extra would have stopped him there. And he's now only £4 higher, and it's a decent race. And I'm also tempted by Hollywell, but yeah, I would say Ziga Boy, Another Hero can go well, and I'll leave you to it there.
Fantastic. I'll quickly move on to the 13th area of Naas on the Saturday, which is Limestone Lad Grade 3 Hurdle. 6 runners we have Ivan Grosny, Sutton Place making his seasonal debut, Super Sunday, Hunter's Call, Manila Faru after 398 days off, and Cadet Ball back over hurdles. Does Ivan Grosny is a forecast 8 to 13 favourite, which is probably the right price for me. Does anybody have an opinion in this race, really?
Super Sunday's overpriced for me. It should be a lot closer to the favourite in price. Pretty impressive, beating Mustang last time out. He's got bumper form, which ties in with the top 2 milers in the festival betting with Yamworth. And yeah, it shouldn't be 3-1 against forecast 13 to 8 on with Ivan Grosny.
Yeah, I couldn't really argue with that. Ivan Grosny won his last 3 over hurdles. He's won his last 2 and won a flat race. Ivan Grosny, for me, was a horse that was losing his way, and then he just put it all together at Aintree. We were absolutely hacked up. I do believe that he was going to be sold until he hacked up that day. But the one for me in this race is interesting as Sutton Place. They were supposed to go chasing with him this year, and they haven't. So he's probably had his problems. He'll not make Cheltenham. He'll have they probably didn't want to ruin his novice status either for next year. He's only a 6-year-old, so there's still plenty of time to go with him. William, do you like anything in here at all?
Would agree with Andrew that I think.
Andrew? Kieran?
Sorry, Kieran. Sorry, so sorry, Kieran. Would agree with Kieran that Super Sunday's a bit overpriced. I think he needs to be running fairly forwardly to make advantage of 2 miles, but he was really impressed last time.
Excellent. We'll move on to the 14:35, the Woodlands Park 100 Novice Chase, a Grade 3. Pick your winner out of this lot. William, I'll let you go first this
time. It's all tricky, and it's a good selection of races here in Naas. When I looked at it, first of all, I felt that Annabelle Fly wasn't right at Kempton. But that said, I think that 11-4, even in a very sort of strong race, was a really good price from Hayloud. He beat Carrie Irons really well, and he's since been beaten by Bells Hill. There's no shame in that. This is yielding ground. It's the ground he likes best. We will see if that Punchestown wins for food. I'm guessing it's probably not, and I think he's going to take all the beat.
For me, I'll put this to you, Kieran. Kieran, these ones that are in here for this 8, has any of them disappointed you this year? Or was there one in this lot that you thought was going to go novice chasing and would be involved in the top end races come Cheltenham? For me, there's been a few that have looked really promising, and then there's a few that have disappointed me. And this could be their chance to rebuild their season. Is there any of them that you like, that you fancy doing that, or you think that they've still got loads of potential?
I mean, looking at it, the Albert Bartlett form isn't really transferring to fences in Briar Hill and also Martello Tower. Martello Tower, I've looked every inch a chaser to me. And when it came to this year, I thought, yeah, I'd definitely have him over Alfred Desabay. But none of them sort of grabbed the scruff of the neck. So, there's a lot of disappointments. I mean, I think they're all trying to dodge winning, to be honest. I wouldn't be surprised if none of them get home. But it's a disappointing division, the 3 mile this year. So there's no outstanding candidate for me, and just wait for Deaf Duty to go to the RSA next year.
Interesting. What I would say is, I would agree with you, Martello Tower. I was so disappointed. I was disappointed with Martello Tower last year as well. Even more disappointed this year at the moment. But Haymount's got good for him. Coney Island, it's fantastic for him, for me, and being beat by Bells Hill. The only thing that stops Bells Hill winning that RSA is if Graham Wiley runs him in the GLT. That is the only thing that stops him, in my opinion. I think Haymount's got a good chance in the 4 miler if it goes there in time. But they're all like a much of a likeness in that race. Someone could hack up, or as you say, Kieran, some of them might not even want to get round. Some of them will just dodge a win in there. That's us done for tomorrow. We're going to go to the 29th, which is Sunday, and we have got a machine turning up on Sunday, and the Grade 1 champion, Irish champion hurdle. I'll start there first. We have Fahine, Nichols Canyon, Petit Mouchard, Foot Padding, Ivanovic, Gorbachev. I'll let one of you fire. Ray, Kieran, on you go.
Fahine, appreciate him back. I wouldn't even be disappointed if he don't win on Sunday because we know how much he improves between first and second run. But he can run a stone below form for me come Cheltenham, and it's still in the champion hurdle. I don't rate Yamworth. And yeah, again, same as Thistlecrack earlier. He's more of a betting proposition, actually, if you like that. But just appreciate him coming back. And if he don't win, sort of watch out for Twitter with the Ruby bashes.
Well, I'll tell you what I woke up this morning and then done my usual things, and I looked at my phone, and then there was a message from a certain Mr. Thorne saying, "Has Fahim not been declared?" And I was just like, "What?" So from then to about 10:20, I was checking entries, and there was 5 entered at the 6. And we know Graham Wiley doesn't like running each 2 against each other, or so I surmised it was Ivan Grozny or Footpad would come out. It was Ivan Grozny, which I was glad about. I think Nichols Canyon is a better proposition in this race. Just for the thing, Fahim might need the run, and he'll improve plenty. Thought Nichols Canyon was disappointing the last time, and I think Petit Mouchoir, who Kieran will know that I've backed every time this year, apart from when he won. I'll be against him. I think it's too short, Petit Mouchoir in this race. William, do you like anything here, betting wise, or are you just happy to see Fahim back?
I'm happy to see Fahim back. We should all be so happy to see Fahim back. In terms of the bet, it's just Petit Mouchoir, isn't it? I know Nichols Canyon wasn't at his best last time, but an obvious explanation hasn't really been found for the way he ran disappointingly. So I don't really see any reason to take that against as gospel, and he probably would have won the fighting fifth actually had he stayed up, and his novice form was getting a lot better. Fahim has been beaten on his return once already. He's going to need this, or you would hope he's going to need this, or at least certainly I would hope so. And even then, he's had a suspensory ligament injury. I know he's been pleasing Willie Mullins, but so had Annie Power, and then she was out for the season. It's very difficult to be confident enough to back him for the champion at short prices, or even for Sunday at short prices. And I think Petit Mouchoir is the perfect interest bet.
Fantastic. I've already given my opinion there. So we'll move from there to the Arkle, the Frank Ward Arkle Novices Chase. Right, this is what I'm going to say. You've got that 2 mile race at Doncaster. Why would you run there for 19,000 and then you can go here for 53,000 euros? Here you've only got 4 turned up. none of the, you've got Identity Thief, who was disappointing the last time. Some Clan Blue Rouge and Royal Caviar. No Min. Some says he's got a knee knock. Some people will say he's gone to the JLT. Some people will make all conspiracy theories and end up with him in the champion hurdle. Does anyone like any of the 4 of these? After some head scratching runs for some of them this year, including Identity Thief the last time. Who do you like here, Kieran, out of the 4?
Just looking to get the form up. I'm trying to think of some plans last race. Can't think of it off the top of my head, but I'd be totally against Identity Thief.
Road to Respect, the 13:28 and a half, 4 runners, American Tom fell at the first.
That's the one, and some plan run a ragged from the front, didn't he?
Yeah.
And again, I don't know why happened with Identity Thief last time, but could it be that Min Brokers are? I think Identity Thief's a bit weak personally. I don't like either of the two that Mullins has put in. It shows in Irish racing, I think, that the trainers don't talk to each other as much as the English trainers do.
No.
Because you'd look at the prize money, and as a small trainer, there was a 200 to 1 shot in the Kempton Christmas hurdle.
Why?
Where the trainer just nicked a bit of prize money, and it's much better over in Ireland. So
Why?
I think they're all running scared of Min.
Well, I think they were all running scared of Min as well, and the Mullins camp have been done well. They've done really well here to keep that under wraps, and still manage to get 2 in the race. And they're going to pick up decent enough prize money if one wins and one's second, or one wins, one's third, or one wins and one's fourth. Why has you've had Altio been entered up, and Nicky Henderson's had him in the Clarence House, he's had him in the Tingle Creek, he's had him in all these kind of races. And you've got to think, why is he not come here? Maybe not just Altio, or maybe even Buford. €53,000 here. Obviously, they didn't think that it was this week of field going to turn up. Identity Thief for me, you just couldn't back him on his last run. Louis Rouge is a 3-miler. Royal Caviar, I don't really know what to even say about him. And some plan won a race where everything fell apart. So you've got a good race there for somebody to come and win this. One of the 4 is going to be a Grade 1 winning Novice Chaser on Sunday. I hope it is Identity Thief and comes back to something, and then we can at least have another hat maybe thrown into the ring for the Arkle. We've got a Grade 2 here before that, which is a 2 o'clock. Which looks a very decent enough lineup. It was won by a Toy Phil last year. We've got Blood Crazed Tiger, Jack the Liar, Joey Sasa, Mona Lee, Ken Boy, Mont Talibano, Peace News, Serge de Burley, and Let's Dance. William, do you have anything you like in here?
So, I've been really impressed with the way that Let's Dance has operated this season, and I think a similar performance to the one that she posted when she was so impressive there last time would probably entitled to take the beating. But it looks a decent renewal, and I think it'll be interesting to see what price Joey Sasa opens up along with Ken Boy and Monolith. But I think Let's Dance probably got a favourite. They're talking about stuff like the Albert Bartlett for her as well too. And I think the form with Apple's Jade now it isn't looking so bad at all. So she's got a fair chance, definitely.
Yeah. I know that without betting in this race, Kieran, both of us will be shouting Game Boy to do well for the lads. But is there any of them that's betting propositions?
I haven't actually seen the betting for the race, but I'd be interested in Mona Lee. Just what price he opens up.
It looks 5 to 1 forecast here on the races. So
5 to 1 forecast.
Yeah.
Get as much money as you want on him. I mean, you got it's split Deaf Duty and Invitation Only. And Deaf Duty, I think everyone's impressed by. He's the best novice hurdler out there. Invitation Only probably didn't come to form, but we all know how highly rated it was. Well, still is. A few people are disappointed with his last run, but he's finished 4.5 lengths, third to Deaf Duty, who's since gone on and won Grade 1. If Mona Lee was 5 to 1 come the day, I'd be very much interested. But yeah, we'll be cheering on the Supreme boys.
I quite agree with you, Monolith. Joey Sasa has good form. This race here could affect the Supreme market for some of them. Obviously, with Chillis Emery beating Joey Sasa and Peace News, if he comes out and wins after being beaten the couple of times before, once by Saturina and once on the beach. So there is going to be decent form. I like Let's Dance. She's high straight. She's getting weight off them all. So everybody, if she runs to her mark, everybody's got to run to about another 5, at least another £10 better than what she's going to run off there. She's about £10 in hand on me. And that's probably why Ruben Walsh has picked her, to be honest. I will be cheering on Ken Boy as well. But then that takes us to the real machine, the only the supreme horse, talking horse, whatever you want to call it, or as somebody would say, melons on fire, Moonracer is terrified. I'm not too sure, but completely talking horse. 506 days off the track. Everybody's wanting, everybody I know is wanting it to win and shake up that market. Nothing's been standing out. It'll probably be the most anticipated race all weekend. If you're sitting there, this will come. I reckon the order of the most anticipated returns this weekend are Faheen, then Thistle Crack, and then Melon. It's just I've been on for 10 months nearly, and it's broke my ear. And I've had groups of guys shouting at me, threatening to come up to Glasgow on a plane, you name it. They thought the horse wasn't even real. I've had some amount of stick. He's as short as 91 for a Supreme in some places, which is just ridiculous, considering he's not even jumped a hurdle. And it's this late in the season. But what I'm going to do is move on to the very last race that we're going to cover, which is the Pegasus World Cup. Kieran, if you had any look at this race at all, from Gulfstream Park, I think it is, William, is that correct?
Got no interest in a flat. I've watched one flat race probably in the last 4 months, which happened to be Arrogate versus California Chrome.
And that's what we've got here.
Yeah, which is massive coincidence. The jockey on California Chrome got a fair whack of stick for his ride. He's more interested in looking up his ass, to be honest. But I think Arrogate will confirm the form. It's very much between those two, but I love the concept of the race. I love how it's been marketed. Cool. And it's brought a global audience to one singular race, which the sport needs. We got a Grand National.
It's a crazy amount of money. Arrogate could become, if Arrogate wins this race, after having about 7 starts, could be the richest racehorse ever to run the track. They have won prize money wise, which is frightening considering nobody knew about him to maybe September. But we've got a field of 15. It says here. I thought there was only 12 allowed to be entered, but I'm not an American form studier. I know some about American racing. It's nice to see
Donald Trump signed it off, so
my old friend Warren Boy's in here. Remember Warren Boy? Aidan O'Brien had him.
Yeah.
He's in here. California Chrome's been stuffed out in 12. The last place he wants to go, and Arrogate stuffed in 1, the last place he wanted to go. William, do you have any opinion in this race at all? I know you're an American, you're a Mr. International.
This is going to be hopefully a great race. I think Arrogate would have learned a huge amount from his Breeders' Cup Classic win, as he would have. I mean, if anything, exponentially more than he would have learned when he won the Traverse Stakes by 12 lengths. He's, put simply, just quite a phenomenal horse, and I think he can run down California Chrome again. I think going from the outside might be a bit more disadvantageous for Victor Espinosa than it might be for Mike Smith, just for the fact that Espinosa is going to have to run forward, get outside 12, and there's going to be some speed at least in the race. And assuming that Arrogate breaks well, I think he can run down California Chrome, even over a shorter trip, although it will be a bit tougher for him. I think the two power over this field, I would say that Shaman, Ghost, and Keen Ice might be the two if there is a sort of pace meltdown. So, or that's the Breaking Lucky that's big each way at 50s. But in reality, Arrogate, I think, is the one.
Kieran, do you have a winner of this race?
Without too much knowledge, I'll just say Arrogate.
Well, I'm going for California Chrome. He's got a £4 turnaround here to Arrogate. So I think that might make a difference. I think the 12, even though he doesn't want to be out there, he's got no luck with the draw, but he's got enough tactical speed to get out and get to the front. What a shock it'll be if Warren Void goes and wins this race. Oh, if he goes and wins this race, it'll be a turn up. Stanford's one to look at for Coolmore. To be honest, Coolmore went to sell their share in this race and they've ended up with Stanford in it anyway, so I don't know how that's happened. But the way that this race has been marketed, they've split into Conor McGregor and all different things. They have marketed it very, very well. I think this may start to take off more later on, but you need to have these 4-year-olds going. You need to have them going into 4-year-old season. California Chrome's going to be retired after this. I think he's going to. This is his last race. A fantastic course. Let's hope he can end on a high. But that's me. That's us done. We've went through everything we want to go through. We've got one tip for Mr. Grail Woods who fancies a genie in a bottle. And then for the 4 miler, I imagine that is at Leopardstown on Sunday, the 3 mile race. I think he's probably in that. Could be, maybe not. It's maybe tomorrow. I don't even know what race he even wants it in. But I'd like to thank you for your time, Kieran.
No problem. Enjoyed it again.
Thanks very much. And William, thanks very much for your time.
Thank you much. It's been great to be back, and I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend and that the horses come back safe. That's the main thing.
And I've been Michael Doonan. Great to have this back. We'll be looking to put more content out every week, and probably looking at a couple of guest appearances coming up over the next couple of months, building up to Cheltenham previews. You can follow the pod. This will be put in iTunes and SoundCloud as well. Thank you.